So D-Hub was based on the Ministry of Digital Transformation, right? Correct?
I believe so, yeah.
The Ministry of Digital Transformation was tasked with carrying us forward technologically, and one of the things that they decided to do was create a sort of competition, a Shark Tank kind of vibes, where, well, we didn't know it was a Shark Tank kind of vibes, right? We just thought that you could apply to solve a problem, and when they solve the problem, they will choose a winner. But apparently it was televised, and they had a show, and they had consultants and all kind of stuff. So here's the article. The top local digital solutions developers have created applications that promise to improve the quality of service delivery of critical government services such as health, customs, postal, immigration, and environmental management. On Saturday, 27th April, the winners of the 2024 edition of the Ministry of Digital Transformation's D-Hub Developers Hub Challenge showcased their revolutionary digital solutions. Each winning team developers has won $350,000. So the concept is that you had to choose a problem to solve. It could have been the problem with the postal service or health or whatever. And then you had to go and pitch this.
Yeah.
And pitching it now was strange to me. I didn't get to watch it because it was showing on TTT before the news. I was like 6:30, and 6:30 I always like doing something. 7:30. Somewhere around.
Like for me now, I have no TV at all, like nothing. I just have internet.
You don't even have a TV on the wall?
Nope. Well, you have a TV, but I mean, like, if I could go and pawn the TV to Channel 3 and see TTT now.
Me too. I would know. So I was looking for some YouTube clips of it, and I don't think I was able to find any. So I'm hoping
it's on YouTube. All the episodes on Ministry of Digital Transformation.
Okay. Well then, so I'll probably go and watch it. So right now we're talking kind of blind, slightly uninformed, and I'm sure my past student who won one of the awards.
Real?
Yes, the real-time S42 address identification for TT Post.
Okay.
Sinead Hamill-Smith. Yeah, she's one of our past students. That's actually one of my first students. My first Form 5. Yeah, so I taught her from Form 4 or 5 into Form 6. And she did IT with me. But that was before I was teaching computer science. But she did arts also. Yeah.
So, in a sense, we could say you won the TT Post challenge.
As soon as I get a chance to get on the podcast, I will hear what she have to say, and she might say inspiring words about what I did in her life. But she did IT and art, so I think she's the developer, the front end side of it. The other guy, Kwasi Edwards, is the developer code back end partner.
Nice.
So let me go through the four things that they came up with solutions for. We went through this last year when we went through the website. Real-time S42 address identification for TT Post, personalized health monitoring and advisory for Ministry of Health, liquor license data management for Customs and Excise Division, noise pollution measurement and reporting for the EMA, and online passport application tracking for the Immigration Division. When we went through this, I think we kind of gave it a rating of which one is the hardest one to do, and I vaguely remember we were kind of talking about which one of these is the most difficult.
Your memory better than mine, because I can't remember that.
I think so, because I remember saying the noise pollution one would be very difficult because you basically go and install an app on our phone and try to tell how loud a party is or something, and how you go and have a trigger for it or something. So I'm very interested to watch that episode. But the coolest one is the address identification for TT Post. You know what the S42 address?
Yeah, I think I forget how much digits, but I know it is.
That's
like
the point like
a 6 digits
a zip code or something?
Yeah, like a zip code, yeah.
Yeah. So they basically break you up into different, break the map up into
territories and assign
territories.
certain things and
yeah, and get the zip code. So That one, they probably came up with a solution for it. We'll look at it whenever we get a chance. Maybe when I get on the podcast, and maybe we might get some of the others on the podcast too. I want to get into that. But from a technological perspective, this is a very groundbreaking thing to me from a developer perspective. Because,
so?
Well, there were 3 teams for each one of them, right? So let me say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 categories. That means that's 15 different sets of developers were highlighted. And in my like humble estimation, I didn't even know it had 10 developers in Trinidad. In terms of teams now. Like teams with registered businesses and whatnot that doing work now. Were recognized. I know there are a lot of solo people who just be like, they have a little project and they're working and they have their little company and whatnot. But these are actual teams. Some of the teams I see 4 people and they had these bios on Instagram and whatnot talking about things that they've done in the past and where they came from. And
so I will say my experience a little different. Because I commend this particular competition and this version of it, because in the past I actually entered a lot of these type of competitions. I entered the first one I entered was like in 2012, did one 2013, and I did our next one a couple of years later. And one was funded by World Open Data, one by IDB. One was like a coach print, one was Google Startup Weekend, was another one too, and we actually won. I won 2 of them. Well, the team I was with won 2 of them and came second on the other one, and it was a similar thing, it was a whole lot of people in one space, but just the time frame was shorter, it was like a weekend, it was like a few days. You had a lot of people coming together. You had designers, you had developers, you had like more business-oriented people, and you would come together, pitch your ideas. You'll form a team, try and have the right synergy with the developer, the designer, pitch the idea, try to solve a problem. You had to come up with a business case, try to do a prototype or MVP. So we had similar things like this in the past, and you had people. And similar to probably what you say, my eyes were open in terms of, we have a lot of talent and developers in Trinidad, because normally, you're out in the wild here by yourself, you're not really seeing, you don't really have those types of environments. And that was 10, 11, 12 years ago. So it wasn't really a surprise to me, but so as I was saying, I won. The teams I were in we won those competitions twice. The first one you won, you got a bit of money, not a lot of money, like $10,000. And you won a trip to Washington, that type of thing. So the other one too, you won a bit of money.
But was it like a competition to get the MVP and then you just get recognized, or were they investing in your project?
So that's what I wanted to hone in on. Like in terms of the competition part, you pitch your stuff, you're trying to compete, you have the best idea, best business case, but after you win to actually go to MVP and an actual product, that is where those competitions fell short, in the sense that they offered mentorship to meet with people in the industry. They offered some type of funding, but not a lot. And that's where the fall off was, in terms of, you win the competition, you have an okay idea, but in terms of actually implementing it or bringing it to market, that's where the fall off was. But in this case, at least it seemed like, okay, it's a similar concept, but it is on a bigger scale, in the sense that they have very good production. They actually make a show out of it, and there's a longer timeline. And they invested real money, $350,000. That's a lot. You could do a lot with that, So at least in this case now, they have some type of continuity between you're doing a competition, you're winning, and they actually have the funding to actually do something. And bring your MVP and probably go on to implement. I mean, after you implement, how you'd continue bringing in revenue for something that's like a government platform, I'm not sure, but at least you have funding to, bring it to MVP stage.
Well, the government, I guess, being a part of it would, quote unquote, follow through with the implementation of it and the integration of it, right? Now,
so
for you to put, go ahead, let me hear.
So saying that, right, the government will follow through on it. But my thing is, right, to get to that point, I think it have some prerequisites. Like, a lot of these things calls for process changes or even digital records or even, putting new things in place.
Yeah, culture changes. Yeah, I understand.
So it goes hand in hand. Yeah, these people could implement the technology. They could clearly bring a product to market or whatever. But on the other side, people and processes that you had to bring along with bring along to as well with the technology.
Well, I didn't watch the thing, which is why we had to get one or two of them on.
Yeah.
But I want to know what is the next step. But there's definitely the burning question. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I can get on next week, right?
Yeah.
The burning question is, what is the next step and how that next step is going to be realized?